Good morning, folks. It's your bro Richie Rich here. Today in this video is now part 4 on the Lamborghini Miura, and today is the final part of the Lamborghini Miura video. So today I'm going to be doing the remaining parts of what's left. All that's left is just specifications and appearances in media and that, and then that's just it. So we're getting quite close to the end of this. Can't believe it. This is brilliant. All right, so before I start, make sure y'all like the video, subscribe, comment down. So like the video, subscribe, comment down below what you guys think. Hit the notification bell and hit all so you're alerted when I make brand new uploads. All right, so without any further ado, let's finish this. So next part we're currently on is specifications. So for the Miura, we got a couple of the different versions. So we got the P400, P400S and the P400SV. So starting off as always with the basic one, we're going to start off with the standard P400 and with the standard P400, and then we'll work our way up to the more sportier versions. All right, starting off with the first one, the P400. So for the P400, it was produced between 1966 to 1969. They all have a 60 degree, so all three versions have a 60 degree naturally aspirated, so a 60 degree, naturally aspirated V12, so V12 four-stroke transverse mounted rear mid-engined rear-wheel drive layout. Both have a bore and stroke of 82 by 62 millimeters. So difference between those 20 millimeters. 3.23, so 3.23 by 2.44 inches. And they have displacement of 3.9 liters. Right, it was like technically 4 liters. So 4 liters almost. Power output differences, and for torque and compression ratio is completely different. So for the P400, it has 7,000 RPM. So at 7,000 RPM for power, and for torque 5,000 RPM. It makes 345 horsepower. So 345 horsepower with 355 newton meters, 262 pound-feet of torque. That's for the P400. For the S version, it has an RPM range for power 7,700, and so 7,700 for power. Torque 5,500. Makes a bit more power by 20 more. 365 horsepower. So 365 horsepower. However, it makes a bit more torque. It makes 388 newton meters. 286 pound, 286, so 286 pound-feet, so 286 pound-feet of torque. So 286 pound-feet of torque. So 286 pound-feet of torque. That's almost like the power output of the M3 E36. But that's how the equation. So then the power and torque for the P400S. So 365 horsepower. 388 newton meters, 286 pound-feet of torque. Power for RPMs 7,700, torque 5,500. For the P400 SV, it makes 380 horsepower. Hold on, P400S. 365 horsepower, 7,700 RPMs, 388 meters, 286 pound-feet of torque, 5,500 RPMs. Alright, we're on the right track. So for the P400 SV, it makes 380 horsepower. It's almost the same power as a Cayman GT4, but with a 5 horsepower difference there, because this GT4 makes 385 horsepower and it's much lighter. So, or kind of, or well, it kind of handles better. for the P400 SV edition at 7,850 RPMs, 380 horsepower, and at 5,750 RPMs, 400 newton meters, 295 pound-feet. Oh god, I don't think I did the other part. Hold on, 400 newton meters, 295 pound-feet. At 5,700 RPM. I don't think I talked about how many were produced. Damn it. So for the P400, between 1966 and 69, 200, hold on. So 275 were built. So 275 were built between the years 1966 and 1969. For the P400, P400S. So for the S version, between 1968 and 1971, 338 were built. And for the SV, from 1971 to 1973, 150 were built. All right, now we're on the right track. So the power torque. All right, we're on our track. All right, torque, 355 newton meters, 262 pound-feet, 5,000 RPM, 388 newton meters, 286 pound-feet, at 5,500 RPM, 400 newton meters. So 400 newton meters, 400 newton meters, 295. So 295. So 295 pound-feet at 5,700 RPM. For the compression ratio, for the P400, so P400 as 9.5 to 1. So 9.5 to 1. 9.5 to 1. So a compression ratio for the P400, 9.5 to 1. So 9.5 to 1. P400S, 10.7 to 1. So 10.7 to 1. And the same goes with the SV. They're all naturally aspirated with a 4 IDL40 3C 3-barrel downdraft Weber carburetors for the fuel feed. They've all got the DOHC, so dual overhead cam. So dual overhead cam or double overhead cam per cylinder bank, chain drive, bucket tap. It's 2 valves per cylinder valve train. For cooling, it's just liquid. It's just a coolant. They have a gearing ratio of 4.083 to 1 with a 5-speed manual. It's a 12-volt electrical system. They both have for front and rear suspension, upper and lower wishbones, coil springs, and stabilizer bar. And so that's for both the front and rear. For brakes, they have Girling brake rotors or brake discs all around, which are operated hydraulically. And they have a rack and pinion steering, and they have a structural skin construction for the body structure. As for the curb weight, or dry weight, without the fluids, like fuel, coolant oil, and all that kind of stuff, they have. So for the P400, it weighs 1,125. So 1,125 kilos. 2,480 pounds. It's pretty good for the standard P400. For For the S version, it weighs like 1,298, right up like almost near 1.3 tons by like 2 kilos less, which is 2,862 pounds. Pretty good. And the same goes for the SV. So both the S and the SV weigh exactly the same. 1,298 kilos. So 1,298 kilos, 2,862 pounds. They all have a front and rear track width of 1,400 millimeters approximately, 55 inches. All the same. The only difference is for the SV version, it has a width of 1,540. So 1,540 millimeters, 61 inches. That is 140. So 140 millimeters. 6 inches more than the other two for the rear. They both have a wheelbase of 2,500 millimeters, and approximately 98 inches for wheelbase. Length, they'll have the same 4,360 millimeters. So 4,360. So 4,360. So 4,360 millimeters. 172 inches approximately. Width is for the first two, they have 1,760 millimeters. So 1,760 millimeters, 69 inches. That's for both the P400 and P400S. The SV, however, it's 20 millimeters more, 1 inch wider than the other two. So 1,780, approximately 70 inches. They both have a height of 1,060 millimeters. So 1,060 millimeters, approximately 42 inches. So 42 inches. For the tires, for the P400, it's running on Pirelli Cinturato 72 205. So 205 VR15 tires. So VR15 tires all around for the P400. For the S version, it has GR70. So GR70. So GR70 VR15 tires. And for the SV, the tires are FR70, so FR70 HRs at the front, and GR70, so GR70 VRs at the rear. All four are 15-inch. They all have a top speed of 200. Well, one of them, I believe all of them has a top speed of 276 kilometers an hour, which was miles an hour. That'd be great, but as kilometers an hour, so it's 276 kilometers an hour, which is around 171 miles an hour. I believe it's for all of them. For the 0 to 60, meanwhile, for the P400, it does 0 to 60 in 7 seconds. But hot hatchback, like compact territory. So with the standard P400, excuse me. So for the P400, it has a 0 to 60 time of 7 seconds flat, dead on. For the P400S, meanwhile, it has a 0 to 60 of 6.7 seconds, so 0.3 seconds faster than the standard P400. Hasn't been confirmed for the SV, but presumably it might be faster or somewhere in the middle between the two. I'm not 100% sure, but the fastest one is just 6.7 seconds for the standard P400S. For the fuel consumption, it does, for a 21 liter fuel tank, 100 kilometers for the important mileage. It does 13 miles to the gallon. That's all around the world, even in Europe. In the US, it does 11 miles per gallon, so it's not much at all, because supercars these days will just have like the worst mileage ever, and the fuel consumption would be just terrible. It's like there's a lot of problems with supercars these days, you know, like parking is one, because like, you know, just damage, you'll be worried like you damage the bodywork or someone's gonna dent the bodywork for you. It's just not good on fuel. It's like not practical at all. Going over speed bumps, that's the worst problem. It's like the worst one, because you'd be worried that the front is gonna scrape, the bodywork's gonna get dented, scratched up, scuffed up, corroded, all that kind of stuff. Paint's gonna fade off, and like it's just gonna cost so much to actually fix, and even to buy and insure the cars, you know, and whatnot. And even if you sell the cars, you start to like lose money that quick, like literally from a blink of an eye. You lose a bunch of money when you have supercars. With JDM cars and like muscle cars, you don't have a problem with that, but they are so expensive to, like, to buy and own, and hard to find, because you rarely see one in the real world. Like even supercars, like main place, like for people who are living in the UK, my suggestion is like probably head to London, because they will probably have a lot of cars. They got a bunch of cool cars: Aston Martins, Bentleys, Range Rovers, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Maseratis. What else? Jaguars there as well. Porsches, Mercedes, Audis, BMWs, probably Mustangs, Chargers, Challengers, Camaros, Vipers probably. What else they would have? Audi R8s probably. Pagani's as well, like Zondas, Huayras, you name it, they might have the lot. Okay, so last part run is appearances in media, and then I'll end it there. Let's finish this. So yeah, appearances. So appearances in media. So in media, an orange Miura. So an orange Miura is seen. So an orange Miura is seen driving through the Alps. It's like the Alps in the opening sequence of the 1969 film called The Italian. So The Italian Job. So, you know, sequence of the, so an orange Miura is seen driving through the Alps in the opening sequence of The Italian Job. So The Italian Job. So Italian Job. 1969. So in 1969, although the film's events see the car destroyed by a bulldozer. So just destroyed by a bulldozer, which was actually mentioned in Top Gear when Hammond test drove the Charger, and then Jeremy compared it to the Challenger. So with the different plots for like the movies, and the audience that just agreed with different ones for the films. So although the film's events see the car destroyed by a bulldozer, the actual car used in most of the shot, the actual car used in most of the shots still exists, and so the actual car used in most of the shots still exists and was restored by Lamborghinis, or Lambos, if you want to say it in a shortened way, Polo Storico division in 2019. So that was like 5 years ago. We're getting up to like not really close to like 6 years ago, because we're getting very, very, very close to the end of 2024 and then almost 2025. So like still got, you know, like a couple months to go before the end of this year, and then next year will be 2025. Can't wait to see what that will be like, but oh well. One way to find out, but like, you know, fingers crossed. We'll see what 2025 will be like. Hopefully it's gonna be good. Like, I'm hoping it will be. So can't wait for that to happen. So yeah. Hold on. So yeah, although the film's events see the car destroyed by a bulldozer, the actual car, used in most of the shots still exists and was restored by Lamborghini's or Lambos Polo Storico division in 2019. So 2019, two cars. So two cars were two cars were supplied to Paramount Pictures, the film and TV production and distribution company, the namesake subsidiary of Paramount Global, the sixth oldest film studio in the world, the second oldest film studio in the US behind Universal Pictures, and the sole member of the Big Five film studios located within the city limits of Los Angeles, California, US. The company that did like so many other films, you know, like mainly the most one that was most famous of was Transformers. They did also Sonic for the first one and second one, and very soon we're getting like the third one that's going to be released this year, December, somewhere around that, like around December it should be like released, probably, or next year. I'm not too sure, but there's so many other movies that were produced by Paramount Pictures, like so many others, like literally a bunch of films. Like the main one I know is Transformers, because they have that kind of logo. So they have like, you know, like Transformers, Sonic the Hedgehog, Revenge of the Fallen, Dark of the Moon, the original Transformers, Iron Man probably, and the second one, Age of Extinction, Beverly Hills Cop. Beverly Hills Cop, Star Trek Into Darkness, Mission Impossible Fallout, Kung Fu Panda, Madagascar, The Trinity Dragon, Mission Impossible, and so many others that they have for that particular logo. So yeah, so back to the Lamborghini part. So two cars were supplied to Paramount Pictures. So Paramount Pictures by the Lamborghini or Lambo factory for the scene. One of which was already wrecked. So both wrecked, like destroyed, and used for the post crash. Excuse me. Post crash scenes. So post crash scenes in the film. All right. So now, and that is it, guys. Wow. Phew, finally all done. So that's the end of the Miura. For my next Lamborghini video will be about the Countach, I think. I'm gonna have to check the list of what Lambos I got next, because I have a bunch of Lambos I want to do. But I'm gonna take a break for now. For my next video, I want to do something real special. So something warlike, you know. Let me explain. Like, I want to do like some kind of army like type vehicles, which you guys might not have heard of. Like, I'll admit I've never heard of these, but I figured like they're kind of interesting because they're like mainly they're like bunch of like army vehicles, like mainly ATVs and whatnots, and like and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know. I got a list of the vehicles I wanted to do, which I'll be doing soon. Don't worry. I'll figure out what I'm gonna do, and I'll see if we make it work. All right, so that's gonna be it for today. If you guys like this video, like and subscribe, comment down below what you guys think, hit the notification bell, and hit all so you're alerted when I make brand new uploads. All right, so I'll do the army vehicles first. Because I got like, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 or something. I don't know. I'm gonna have to check how many I got. Because there's a bunch I want to do. And then after that, I'll go back to the Lamborghini videos for the ones I've chosen. Okay, so that'll be it. I'll see you guys soon in the next video. But until then, stay safe, have a great morning, and have a fantastic day as well. And I'll see you guys soon in the next video. Excuse me. Alright. So, take care, folks. Stay safe out there. And I'll see you guys soon in the next video. Take care, folks. Stay safe out there. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.